So is there anything you guys are struggling with right now or any questions? Dawn?
So I know I brought it up on the in the community, but the gas prices. The one thing I'm having a problem with, which I have to be careful what I say out there, is it's somebody that I've worked with for years, and $20 for a gas charge for a rush fee, I think is a little bit too much. And he only had to go one time. And I haven't paid his invoice. He called today. He's like, "Are you not getting my messages?" And I'm like, I told Sammy to tell him, yes, I'm getting them. Today's the 2nd. I'll get it paid. But I want to question him about it, but I'm not really sure. It's his business, but he didn't forewarn me. So that kind of bothered me. But the fact of, gas is always been over $4 in the past year and a half here in the Oregon area. So to all of a sudden add a fuel charge of $20 for a rush, $10 for a routine, and until it goes below $4, I'm having a problem with that and just don't know how to handle it.
Don, I have a question real quick. I don't want to give feedback yet, but just a question of clarification. Is this a server that you send a lot of serves to? Okay. So you give them volume. Now, is this server also a private investigator you use? Oh, okay. And then does he send you invoices where he does the proof of service, or do you do the proof of service for him?
We do all of our own proof of services. He's on Serve Manager, so he invoices me through Serve Manager. Okay, yeah. So I like that you said that he's his own business owner, but he didn't tell you ahead of time that he has a gas fee. And I understand. I mean, gas is hard. Groceries are hard, but $20. I mean, you're talking about, I think we added up and counted like 50, that covered 50 miles on an average. You're not going 50 miles extra. So I understand a little bit, but not $20. I'm just having a hard time with that.
What does everybody else think?
Well, if you're okay with a counter offer, maybe then that'll make him feel okay. Are you okay? With that.
Samantha says counter offer, and then Dan, what were you saying?
I don't agree with it at all. I mean, come on, you got to be straight up right out of the gate.
Yeah.
And so as a practice, I usually raise my rates around the first of the year every year. Try to, even if it's only $2.50 a serve. This year we went up $5 for our regular clients. I would never hit my client with a fuel surcharge. They'd probably, I hate to see a client leave over $10, over money. Over service, problem with the service, yes. Over money, you should never lose a client over money, in my estimation. But that's just me.
I just think, Don, everything should be done up front. I agree with Dan wholeheartedly. I think if you're going to make anything, and you still have the opportunity to come back and renegotiate with him and say, hey, I'm not agreeing with this $20. We didn't talk about this up front. Really, you got to handle this right now before it gets further, because it creates a bad atmosphere, bad vibes, and you don't want to have that happen. And if he doesn't want to do business with you, I'm so sorry. People can be replaced. I hate to say it like that. Yeah. And I know it's hard to find good people, but everything matters right now, and our word is our bond. It's almost like your integrity. If I don't tell you what I charge up front, then that's my fault, my bad.
I agree.
Yeah, and on his invoice, he specifically spells it out. It's like, until it drops below $4 a gallon, this is going to be added. And it's like, okay, well, thanks for the heads up.
Well, if you give him volume, let him go, and he'll see that he'll come back and readjust his price, maybe.
Sure. Thank y'all. I think I'll say something instead of just paying it.
Don't be bothered by that. I mean, don't take that on. You understand what I'm saying? You're a businesswoman, right? And I have to say, my sister would tell me, you have to put on your big girl panties. You have to do what you have to do as a businesswoman. If it doesn't make sense to you, don't do it. I no longer, I speak up now. I used to let people just get away with stuff. No longer. I'll tell you straight up, okay, we didn't talk about this. And if we had to discuss this, we should be in agreement, both of us. Because right now you're feeling some kind of way, and you shouldn't have that. You shouldn't feel like this.
Right.
We don't want you to feel like this.
Yeah, because I always pay instantly, and
Mhm.
I'm sitting on this, and
You feeling dishonest? No, you tell them, say, okay, I didn't agree with this. Now in the future, if I choose to do that, I will, but I did not agree with that. That's your choice. I'm not going to do that. And pay him. You got to pay him, and get it over with. Pay him what you owe him. If he get mad, that's on him. He should have been a big boy and told you, hell,
Right.
give me, y'all that slip.
This is great. That's all. This is the point of the mastermind, right? Get a different kind of point of view, but also you get to see as a summation of what everyone might kind of like a consensus almost sounds like. But one thing I would say is, and what I've done in the past is, because I've had that a lot. We send a lot of serves out, and people will send a random invoice with like 4 or 5 no answers because we're pushing them on status after they've had it. They're like way past due on status, and they'll like almost like as a punishment, like, here's your status. Here's 5 attempts that say no answer with no details, and give me, and here's the bill, and by the way, it's more money. I immediately, that's like the biggest middle finger you can give to somebody. And so what I always do is I call them up and I'm like, yeah, I'm just confused by your thing. Your attempts say no answer. What's no answer mean? Was it no answer at the door? At the neighbor's house? Where's the photographs? I need photographs of every attempt. If you're gonna give me this type of whatever. So anyway, it's a communication between one person and another on what's expected. So the fact that he did not tell you about the fee up front, I think that everyone is exactly right. You should come back and go, hey, I see your invoice. I was getting ready to pay, but then I realized it had this extra charge on it that we didn't talk about. I just wanted to ask you, is this something that is going to be regular? Oh, yeah. Until the prices go down below $4, it's going to be this. Okay, but you didn't tell me that, like Yvonne said. And then the other thing is, say, if he really pushes you on it, say, oh, okay, well, I'll go ahead and pay it, but this is in bad faith. I'll go ahead and pay it, but it's in bad faith. And until we can do business in good faith, I'm not going to be able to send you any more work.
Wow.
Once you can do business in good faith, then we'll do more work together. Yeah, because what happens if he sends you an invoice for 200 and then holds the proof? You got to be able to trust the people a little bit that you're sending work to, that they have integrity.
Yeah.
I have a question that goes like off of like Dawn's of like, is anybody upping their rates because of the surcharge? I mean, it's almost $2 more here in Texas than it was before.
Right, and totally, I understand. It was today. It's like 467, and I think the other day it hit 5.
Here it's over $6 over here,
Oh, wow.
Where you at?
California.
Okay. So yeah, like I said, I understand. I totally understand. But $20 is just gouging, if you ask me. If it's $5, that's one thing. If it's $10, that's one thing. But $20 and you make one trip.
Yeah, but even $20, Don, wouldn't you agree that even $20 would be fine if he told you up front and you could charge your client?
I was going to say that. Yeah.
Right? But you didn't know. So it's just like taking $20 right out of your pocket, really. Dan, you had something?
My thought is just if you go on with this, okay, where's it go next? Okay, my toner went up for my printer. Are you going to pay for my toner? Hey, my errors and omissions insurance went up $10. Are you going to pass that on to? No, you're not going to be able to pass that on. Fuel cost is the cost of doing business. You know, we all know that. Those of us who are on the road every day, I used to drive a big truck. All my trucks had V8s years because I'm in the North Country and snow and I need to get into places that are high in the mountains. Well, this last year I went to a small pickup truck. Well, I still get in those same spots and my fuel bill went way down. This is the cost of doing business. I think that's just bad form to me again, because if you open the door to that, where's it end? Toner, office rent goes up, errors and omissions went up. You can't.
But Dan, you wouldn't raise prices if things go up. I mean, it's just like how people expect housing like raises when you do work. You would just keep it where you just are expecting that you get more work then, so you can go ahead and cover any rising costs in the economy.
I raise them again beginning of the year generally. There's just like a cost of living increase, or if you're in a rental apartment, your landlord raises the rent after you've been there a year, around the first of the year. I do the same thing. It's a nominal increase to help cover costs. Nobody was complaining when gas was under $3 a gallon. Did you get are you going to get a rebate then?
Give some money back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. That's true. Yeah, sometimes it fluctuates, and then sometimes you go and you serve it on one attempt. Sometimes you go and serve it on the fourth. Yeah. So it's kind of like, do you give them a discount because you got it on the first attempt? Nope.
Mm-mm.
Nope.
I don't. Nope.
Some people do actually. I've very rare, but I'll hear people say, it actually really worries me when somebody says I make unlimited attempts.
Yeah.
I get really worried when someone says they do unlimited attempts. Like, oh, I go unlimited. I'm like, you haven't been serving for very long, have you?
Don't want to laugh. I'm sorry.
Like, do you realize unlimited, how big of a number unlimited is? I've thought about it
And
actually.
some
'cause of the
people like
software.
monitor their door, who's knocking at their door. So can you imagine they're never going to answer their door?
No, they would not. They would not. So you're sure right. But
Yeah.
Don, you take that off your shoulder and you handle that. And we support you. Just know that. For real.
True. Amen.
All right. Thank
And
you.
then,
Amen.
yeah.
I like that energy, Yvonne. You're awesome. That's exactly right. Yep. Yeah, we support you for sure. Yeah. Yeah. I do like Adele, what you're saying. You're thinking about what you were kind of like, not an opposing view, but you're kind of pushing back a little. Like,
I mean,
you guys-
I would agree, like, to not pay it up front. Like, it should have been agreed upon. But just
Yeah.
going forward, if he said that's what it is, it might be like, I don't know.
Right.
I know Dan says not
Yeah.
to, but I know, like, I'm driving today, like, over 250 miles, and my car before, I only had to pay $22 fill up. To go ahead and do $38, that's almost double the price. And so if one of my bills I'm expecting and then it's double, to up prices because of the gas, I mean, I see it as a charge, but I would have the fee agreed upon with clients, not just like, let me add it on and be a surprise.
Hello. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, I think what Dan is saying is like he does his price raising, but he does it annual because he's kind of baked everything into his price of doing a job, averaged out through the year. When you first get started, sometimes when I remember when I had some really low moments the first year I was serving, I got divorced and all that. There were some times where like I got that money and I went and paid for groceries.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like I had to buy gas and go get groceries for my kids. When I get them, yeah. So
It's kind of hard though that nobody, like, I mean, did anybody expect in January that there was going to be a war and our gas prices are going to go up $2-3? That's kind of where I'm like, something that's unexpected. That
true.
Here we are.
I don't think you're wrong. I think all points are valid because, but the thing, like you said, I think everyone agrees that you got to say it up front. If somebody calls or somebody asks like, hey, how much you charge for this? Or if you've kind of already set the standard, well, like Dawn, sounds like she sends work to him for a while, like for him to raise the price without saying up front, that's
right.
That's a problem.
Communication is key in everything.
Very important.
Yeah, and be willing to lose. Here's the thing: the reason why I told Don to go ahead and pay it if on this one, but we can't do business in the future, like because you at some point they do have their own business. At some point, you do say, okay, I'll pay it, but I'm not sending you any more work until we can have a conversation about this. And then what happens is the old rule that they say, I forget who came up with it, but like you teach people how to treat you, so in the future when he wants to raise his rates again, he's going to tell you up front because he doesn't want to have this thing again with you where you're like, I'm not going to send you any more work until we can have a conversation about maybe integrity is not the right word because people get offended really easy with, but like just having where I know what to expect when it comes to the rates you're going to charge me, because I can't, like I'm losing $20 on this job, and okay, that's fine, your gas prices, but I didn't know, so therefore I can't go ahead and say, hey client, there's going to be a surcharge,
right?
Like we do that with our clients. They'll pay $150 or $200 something, and we'll still call them back, go, hey, there's a $200 surcharge, but we do it before the attempts are made.
Thank you.
If they say no, we don't want to do it, we got to give them a refund. We say, hey, we'll give you a refund up to $25 cancellation fee, but so we do still make something on it, but it's not, but it's because the server that we call ends up being way more than we thought. So it's kind of a hole in our system you really can't control because we're the middleman, right? So we have to figure out how much you're going to charge and then charge the surcharge. But they have an option to say no. You have to give them the option to say no, So anyways, good topic. Yeah, and with the war, who knows? Supposedly there's going to be a big swing the other way once it's over because we'll have all this oil reserves. I don't know. We'll see. Just I'm a praying man, so that's what I do. But you know, just be safe, save some money, have a nest egg. They call it a war chest. Should put aside a little bit of everything you make for times like this. So good topic.